Well, hello and good morning, everybody. My name is Michael, Wandering Took, and once again, this is take two of the experiment. I have brought back Amanda Sharpe into the Innsmouth Conspiracy because I want to test out what she can do. Last week was a bit of a failure. I got reasonably far, but got caught up because I didn't have enough wild icons, and I hummed and hawed about it and figured instead of really upping her combat potential, I put in a few more wild icons, and then I threw in Mind Over Matter. That's one that I don't usually throw in Amanda Sharpe, but I think solo it actually makes a lot more sense because then I can use it to, say, flee from an enemy, investigate, and move without actually worrying about what else I'm committing. Yeah, because you could use your book in place of your fist and your fleetness, which means if I use a perception, I can still get multiple uses out of that. Hey, Will, good morning. Yeah, this is about as Arkham horror-y as it gets. Solo Seeker in Innsmouth. So here we go. Let's. I'm not going to do all the readings again. I'll just short form it. I woke up in a cave and I don't know where I am. That's about it. One clue, because that's how this game works. My opening hand. Magnifying glass is back. Shortcut. Dr. Milan this time, and a dream enhancing serum. I like this hand. I think I'm going to ditch the shortcut for now because it's very useful. You know what? I don't want Milan right now because I want the lab assistant, which I just drew two of. Milan's great for money, but this deck doesn't need the money. Not as much as it needs the cards. All right, here we go. Beginning of my turn, I draw into a dream enhancing serum. Let's start by spending all of my money. First on a dream enhancing serum, the second on a lab assistant, which will let me draw two. Oh, I was supposed to draw a card. 1, 2, 3. This would have been the dream enhancing serum that I drew. So I would have had to put a card underneath me. And in this case, it probably would have been the lab assistant because I'm only going to do a single investigate action this turn. Save the inquiring mind for when I need it. Okay, then I play my dream enhancing serum. Then I play my lab assistant. I draw two cards. It is Curiosity and Whispers from the Deep. Great timing. I'm going to pitch Whispers from the Deep. Oh, look, I failed. All right, so turn one, I got out some stuff, and I ditched my weakness. That's good so far. That's good so far. All right. I put Doom on there. Draw a card. This is to be shuffled in later. Rising tides increase the flood level of the nearest location. That is my location. There should also be a random key here. All right, that's that. Beginning of the investigation phase, I draw into a promise of power. That's not really what I wanted. I need more. Actually, that should have been the end of my round, shouldn't it? There we go. So I draw into Eureka. Upkeep, end of round. Eureka, hey? I guess the question is, how sure am I that I'm going to be able to investigate that? I'll be, even if I play my magnifying glass, I'll be up one. I could just pitch a lot and then hope to Eureka it. I'm not going to have the pips from Curiosity to make this worth it. I think I'm going to do this. Let's just do it. We're going to throw Eureka underneath me. I'm going to spend my dollar on a magnifying glass. And I'm just... Oops, I should take out those 2 curses that I threw in the bag earlier, hey? Yeah. And I think I'm going to pitch Inquiring Mind. Cultist is -2, but that's still a pass. So I get this clue. I flip a key. And it is the red key. The red key is a piece of amber in the shape of a fish's heart that whispers something alien to you when you hold it. Lovely. So I get to trigger Eureka. Does this got a draw or is it an add? It's a draw. Holy crow. Well, I'm definitely going to draw Deep Knowledge. And then what I do next, I think, is going to entirely depend on what happens when I move. But I'm likely going to play that Deep Knowledge. We're going to move to this tidal tunnel. It is, oddly enough, the same one. Okay, I get a random key. And there's a single clue on this location. 4 and a 3 is not good odds. I would get to trigger Eureka again, or I could just play the Deep Knowledge. We're just going to play the Deep Knowledge, draw 3 cards. Give myself options. That perception is nice. All right, so I investigated, moved, Deep Knowledged. End of my turn. I upkeep. There are no enemies, so we put a Doom on the agenda. And my bad card is a young deep one, so I take a horror, or rather, my fine lab assistant takes that horror for me. Must be a grad student. All right, so I am up. What I don't have is, well, actually, it's the beginning of investigation phase. I get to draw a card, don't I? Deep Knowledge, so I get to throw something underneath me. What I don't have is my Mind over Matter. That would have been ideal in this situation with that perception. So I want to grab that clue, evade this thing, and go. I think that Obscure Studies has to go beneath me. And so I'm a 5 on a 3 evading this thing. I think I'm just going to go for it. I want to get this thing out of here. So I'm going to Promise of Power. Throw a bad token in the bag. And evade this thing. I'm a 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. That is an auto fail. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, that changes a lot. Let's try again. +1. Okay, at least that succeeded. Yeah, that wasn't good because this thing's just going to invade. It's going to engage me again. All right. I need cards. I'm going to pitch Perception to this test. Be it as a cultist. That's a pass, which means I draw a card. It's a Vicious Blow. I'm going to need that. And I get the yellow key. This is the calcified piece of chitin. Yep, this thing engages me. I take another horror. End of round. Dream Diary. I like Dream Diary. Glad to see that. Put a Doom on the agenda. Draw into Undertow. This gains Surge because my location is not flooded. Riptide. Again, this gains Surge. Lurking Deep One. Yeah. Yeah. All right, I draw into a shortcut. That's nice. And I'm going to stick a Vicious Blow underneath Amanda because, yes. So... I got really stuck with this. We're going to practice makes perfect. What here is practiced that I can slide underneath? Nothing. I did not draw into any of my 2 other practice cards that could have committed to this test. This is attacking the Lurking Deep One. Let's see if I get lucky. Amalgam is not in the depths. That's simply a fail. All right, this is very problematic. I don't have a way of dealing with this. That Promise of Power isn't going to help me. Isn't going to save me. I think I need to luck my way through this. That is enough to kill 1. Take another swing. Guess what? That is 2 damage. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that just has to be successful to deal the damage. All right, so this thing has 2 damage. That is huge. That is absolutely huge that I got those 2 hits. Because now it means I can actually handle this thing next turn. The double shortcut is awesome. And I get to Dream Enhancing Serum because I drew into that shortcut for Dr. Milan Christopher. My bad card is Fractured Consciousness. Test 3 book. And if I fail, I take damage. I am going to fail this one. I actually could have... Nope, no, I couldn't have passed that. There was no way. So I take 2 damage. All right, beginning of the investigator phase, I draw into Deduction. Handy. And I need to put something underneath her. It's going to be Milan. It's going to be Milan. Yeah. All right. So I'm pitching a Promise of Power. Yep, I am really cursing up the bag here. This is what I call tomorrow's problem. -2. You know what? That is a pass. I pass by 1. So this thing is now dead. Move. That Dream Diary is going to be super, super helpful if I can get that out. Let's give myself the options. So let's move first. All right, so it becomes fully flooded. Oh, lovely. That means I have to get out of here next turn. And that's my turn. No enemies. Upkeep. There's a Mind Over Matter. All right. That's It's on there. My bad card is a deep one assault, which means I have to dig and find another one of these guys. We are going to go. Ugh, that lurking one is not fun, is it? That lurking deep one also doesn't hunt, but I can't have it here. Don't have a vicious blow on me. Yeah, I'm gonna have to search and engage this lurking deep one. Who I'm afraid is going to kill off this lab assistant. All right, beginning of my turn, I draw into a vicious blow. Well, that was fortuitous. But I also have this mind over matter. I don't have anything to help me actually get benefits from my intellect tests. So I'm just going to put vicious blow underneath, use it while I got it. And that's a... Do I want to do that? No, I don't want to do that. Because what am I going to boost it with? I think I have to put a deduction underneath me. No, curiosity. Curiosity. That's what it is. All right. Then I mind over matter. And then... So I am a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I gain... That's 3 icons. That's a 5. Yeah, let's... just going to attack this thing. I'm going to attack this thing. Yes, because I have my shortcuts. I can do it. Squiddy. I got lucky. I just barely got him. Attacking again is a 0. So he is dead. I will investigate. Tablet is -2. Take that. And I am going to shortcut my way out of here. I'm still alive. I am still alive. Upkeep. Cryptic writings. $1. The agenda will pop next turn. My bad card is Memory of Oblivion. Oh, this is great timing. Because I have a lot of pips on me. -2. What was I? It was a 4, 3, 4, 5. -2 is a 3. I actually failed. So I discard a card from my hand and I take a damage. Because, you know, damage is what I really, really needed to take. Which card do I discard? Deduction. Well, beginning of my turn, I draw into a Mind Over Matter. I get to slip something underneath me. I'm going to throw the Deep Knowledge. There are too many curses in that bag right now for me to be comfortable doing anything. I'm going to put out a Dream Diary. I'm going to use the action to put an Essence of Dream in my hand to give me some options. And then I'm going to draw a card. Magnifying glass. Okay, which I will then fast play out. Nope, I can't. I got a dream diary. That's okay. End of round. Upkeep. Curiosity. The agenda pops. Increase the flood level of each revealed location. Until the end of the game, each time a location is revealed, increase its flood level. Okay, I will. And this next phase, I have 8 turns. Drawing into my bad card, it is a swarm of rats. You know what? I can deal with rats. I can deal with rats. All right. Investigation phase. I draw into a perception, so I get to put something underneath me. Well, this is kind of funny. Because I'm going to be doing at least 2 things with this perception. Throw it underneath me. Okay, beginning of my turn. Guess what? I'm going to spend 3 clues. So now the amalgam is engaged with me. And I have to put a whole bunch of tidal tunnel locations into play. Getting rather crowded in here. These ones are big maps. Throw you off to the side. All right, that's that. So I have to defeat these and get over here. So I have to put a key on this thing. Do I want to kill it or evade it? Is a good question. Well, I'm going to mind over matter. So I can use my book of 4 in place of my fists and all that. And we are going to... I think I need to start by hitting the swarm of rats. Yeah, it's gone. And I succeeded, so I draw a card. I'm a nihilist now. That's cool. That's cool. Oh, no, I do have to evade this thing because my vicious blow doesn't really count anymore. I'm going to pitch a bunch of cards to this test and evade this amalgam, hoping to evade it by a lot. -2. So that effectively negates the essence of the dream. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I succeeded by 4. That means a lot. That means I have interpreted the dreams. It means I get to take control of the key. And then it stays there. And that was 2 actions. So I'm going to go here. For my 3rd action, I cannot... Oh, I should have drawn a card from that. Practice makes perfect. I think I just stay here. Rather than shortcutting away just yet. Ooh, this stuff. This stuff. All right, let's stay here. End of round. Cryptic writings. I'm drawing those at the wrong time. One doom on the agenda. The amalgam has woken up. My bad card is From the Depths. This thing gains Surge, and he is now in the depths. And that I have Fractured Consciousness. Test 3 book. Yeah, I can test 3 book. I can test a lot more than 3 book. I will pitch Cryptic Writings, and I'm in for 6 with a 0, which means I pass, and I draw a card from Perception, taking a horror because I just ran out my deck. So far, okay, I'm all right now. I'm all right. I've got a Vicious Blow in hand. What I'm learning about this deck is that the Vicious Blow is actually not necessarily as useful as the others. It definitely will be later because that extra damage is great. But that Mind Over Matter has been absolute king. So now, beginning the investigation phase, I draw into a Promise of Power, and I have to put 1 card underneath me. I'm definitely going to be moving. Very likely going to be moving twice. I'm just going to put a magnifying glass underneath me because there's no enemy on me. It'll give me a small boost. And with the extra, if I end up with an extra action, I can just pull back my essence, which I think I just remembered is in my discard pile. So perhaps I need to dig that out again. Yeah. So action 1, we're going to move to this title tunnel, and it is the Altar to Dagon. If I control either the blue key or 3 other keys, I may spend 2 clues to grab another key. Well, I don't. So, and when I go there, I believe somewhere it was written I need to put locations from the title tunnel deck into play below into the left and right of that location. Okay, so we put in, oh, this guy should have a, he should be partially flooded. So I put 2 more locations out. And these come into play partially flooded. So action 2 will be to move here. Let's see what we got. This is the sealed exit. So if I have the green key, I can resign. Good to know that the Altar to Dagon is right next to the sealed exit. All right, so I'm going to move 1 more time into this title tunnel. Underground River. It cannot be fully flooded. It is worth victory. It has 2 clues on it. So it looks like I'm going to be running backwards to try to find either another key or the blue key. That's my turn. I will upkeep. Hey, finally got a pair, so I can Dream Enhancing Serum. Lab Assistant. Yes. Okay, great. Great to see. Great to see. Now let's watch it all go off the rails. Swarm of rats? No, I can deal with a swarm of rats. I think I can deal with a swarm of rats. Famous last words. Yeah. Yeah. Right, beginning of investigator phase, I draw into a deduction. Oh, that is nice. That is nice. Let's put an inquiring mind beneath me. That deduction could not have come up at a better time, because this is not as useful in solo, but great when you're at a 4-shroud location with 2 clues in victory. So I'm going to start just by slapping these rats. And I believe that is a -2 if this is flooded. Yeah, -2 because it's partially flooded, which means I do kill the rats. I will then, let's pitch deduction. So I'm a 5, 6. What? I'm going to put out the lab assistant for my second action. For the 2 cards. Look, I drew into cryptic writings. I actually get more money. Excellent. So we got 2 vicious blows. All right, that means now a 5, a 6 on a 4. Let's just go hog wild and do a 9 on a 4, -4. Okay, glad I did that. I get to pick up both of these clues. And that gives me the clues. I just need to find the key, right? Right? That's it. This is nerve-wracking. I'm getting close. I draw into Milan Christopher. That will be a lot better when I have Miskatonic funding. All right, Doom. And Dreams of Relay. I have -1 will and -1 sanity. Yeah, I can handle that, I think. Beginning of my turn, I draw into a curiosity. I'm going to dream enhancing serum that for a deep knowledge. Don't need to throw a deep knowledge in there right now. I think I'm mainly going to be running around trying to find that key, so I don't need anything big underneath me, and I have no enemies, so I'm going to put Dr. Muller Christopher underneath. It'll be more useful later. And we're just going to run. 1, 2. Title pool. I get to put a face-down key on this thing. It has a clue. Well, I don't need the blue key anymore, do I? If I can just get this one. So I'm just going to spend a curiosity. So I'm a 3, 4, 5, 6 on a 3. 5 on a 3. 0, okay. Or sorry, 4 on a 3. So that's 1 curse out of the bag, and I still passed for some reason. I grab the clue. I grab the key. It is the purple key. That is the end of my turn, and this should be partially flooded, which means this is actually a 4 shroud, so I actually was 4 on 4. I was luckier than I thought. End of round. Drawing up. I still have a room in my hand. We put a Doom on the agenda. My bad card is From the Depths. The Amalgam is now engaged. When he's engaged, I put a token on him. Beginning of the investigation phase, I draw into a Eureka. And I'm gonna put a curiosity underneath me. I have got to get the heck out of here. Let's do this. So, first thing, fast mind over matter. Very, very well timed. So I am currently a 5 on a 2 evading him. If I pitch Eureka, I'm a 6 on a 2. And if I practice makes perfect, there's only one practice card here, and it's a Promise of Power. Oops. So I am a 10 on a 2, and it puts a curse in the bag. 8 on a 2, evading. -2 is a 6 on a 2. So Promise of Power goes back to my hand. As per practice makes perfect. He's evaded. Because I evaded him by a lot, I grab a key. I will then shortcut to move here. And then move here for my second action. And for my third action, I'm going to spend 2 clues to take control of the set-aside green key. I am so close. I am so close. End of round, I draw a shortcut. Perfect. Perfect. There's not a whole lot that can get me now. Doom on the agenda. A deep 1 bull. After he engages you, choose and discard a card from your hand. I'm going to discard a dream enhancing serum, because why the heck not? Beginning of an investigation phase, I draw into an obscure studies. And I get to place anything I want underneath. Now, is there anything I need to do before I leave? I don't think so. I don't think so. So I'm just going to put the obscure studies beneath her, because that's how Amanda should get out of here. All right. I'm going to shortcut, which is a fast action. Zip here. And resign. Bye-bye, Deep 1 Bull. Well, that was good. That was very nice. I feel like this was the one I had to get, right? Because now that I have some experience, I can start to put other things in my deck that help me handle these situations better. Definitely challenging, and not just to remember how many clues go on locations. But I think that went much better than last time. So, I actually had a lot of keys here, hey? I had quite a few keys. So let's have a look here. Right. The tunnel continues onward with no end in sight. Your lungs heave with pain. You've held your breath for longer than you ever thought possible. For a moment, you wonder if you should turn back, but by now the entire cavern must be completely submerged. Even if it weren't, you couldn't hope to outlast the creatures that dwell inside it for very long. No, there is no going back. Your only hope? To press forward. Another minute passes. The current seems to grow stronger as the tunnel narrows ahead. Your chest feels as though it is about to burst. Finally, you emerge from the ice-cold seawater and tumble out the cavern, landing hard onto a rocky shore. 1. In the distance, the sky is a dark crimson and the full moon hangs just below the blackened sun. You're about to close your eyes and surrender to unconsciousness when a stranger's voice startles you back to your feet. Oh, you're alive? Even through her strained voice, you can hear a rhythmic Indian accent and an unwavering confidence of a trained professional. Standing in front of you is a woman with long, raven black hair. Her tattered trench coat has seen better days, and bruises splash across her dirt-covered skin. You seem confused. Why are you looking at me like that? The stranger asked. And this, I get victory. Which I believe is victory 1, which is great. And then the interlude. If I'm correct here. Oh, I see. Was I supposed to go to other locations to get memories? Is that what they were? Is that what I missed? Totally. Yeah. So I didn't get any of the flashbacks. That's what I should have done. Do I not resign? Do I take this back? I think I might take this. Look at how much time I have left. What if I didn't shortcut and resign? What if I went for all the flashbacks? What does that get me? What does that get me? Let's say I threw deep knowledge underneath me. No, because I need that. No, we'll do the obscure studies. We'll do the obscure studies. Still have my shortcut. What if I went experience hunting instead on my last turn? Because I still have another agenda left. I mean, it's not fantastic, but I still have another agenda left. So if I evade this thing, and I pulled a -3, which is just barely enough. 1, 2. And this should have a partially flooded. And I do control a key, so I don't take a horror. This has a single clue on it, and this would get me the. If there's no clues and you control the red key. Interesting. So that gets me a flashback. Let's see if this is a horrible idea. Thanks, Will. Fortune favors the bold. No kidding. No kidding. Fortune favors the bold. All right, so then end of round, I draw a lab assistant. Gain $1. Put a doom up. He readies. He does not move. But the amalgam does. Memory of Oblivion. This is a discard cards from your hand if you fail. I can live with that right now. But I didn't fail because I drew a 0. My turn, and beginning investigation phase, that is a perception. I'm definitely going to tuck that underneath me because cards. All right, action number 1. I am going to I can actually do. Oh, this is tough. Do I? I'm wondering if I can get double use out of perception, but I think that's a little too greedy because the shortcut at the end of the game is really, really useful. So I will just investigate here for 1. Drawing a card from perception, which is Whispers of the Deep. That changes everything. So I do have the flashback for the red key. I'm not going to read all the flashbacks because there's a ton of them. That would be flashback number 3. So this is the memories recovered, a decision to stick together. And I get to remove a tablet from the game forever. Handy dandy. Yeah. So now I have to test something. And I think I have to move once here. And I'm going to pitch Whispers of the Deep to an investigate test. So I'm a 3, 4 on a 2. -4 is a fail, but Whispers of the Deep is gone. Fine. End of round. Drawing a card. It is Cryptic Writings. Wow. He moves once. My bad card is a Deep 1 Assault. He is... Oh, he is a Deep 1, so he engages me. Hi, Amalgam. Beginning of the round, I draw into an Inquiring Mind. Okay. I have to put something underneath me? I have to put something underneath me. We are going to promise a power underneath me. What was that? Fortune favors the bold. Pitch, double vicious blows. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on a 3. -2 deals 3 damage to the amalgam. He goes in the depths. I then move. This has the blue key on it and a single clue, and it should be partially flooded. I have entered a location. Oops, this should be in here. Entered a location, yeah, that is not fully flooded, which means I will not auto die. We're gonna curse this bag up again. Just go a little hog wild with these investigate tests. I am very perturbed that I haven't drawn as many curses as I should have. You know what that means. So I'm going to grab the blue key, which I don't actually need, and I'm going to grab the flashback. I'm going to start putting notes on here. This is flashback number 4, which is an encounter with a secret cult. That lets me remove that squid from the game. That's it. End of round. Drawing into Mind Over Matter. And now we got to get out. Now we got to get out. Oh, he should have moved. He should have moved once towards me because I defeated a deep one enemy. Each revealed location becomes fully flooded. You panic as the water level continues to rise within the cavern. Before long, you are swimming instead of walking on the flooded cavern floor. Many of the tunnels are fully submerged. If you don't get out of here quickly, there will be nowhere safe to catch your breath. That is fully flooded. That is fully flooded. That is fully flooded. That is fully flooded. This cannot be fully flooded. One, two. How much damage do I take? Let's see here. Force. When your turn begins, I take 5 direct damage if I end my turn in a fully flooded location. So, okay, let's draw my last card here. I take a horror for drawing into that last card. My deck. I have to put a card beneath me. It is just going to be the deep knowledge. This is where I have to leave because I cannot take the 5 direct damage. And if I'm really looking at this, let's pretend that this is the last flashback. If it is, that's 2 moves to get there. I would trigger it. I could shortcut back and then move, but there's no way for me to survive taking 5 direct damage at all. My bad card is a swarm of rats. So I already did my deep knowledge thing. Yeah. So I'm just going to shortcut, taking these rats with me. I'm going to take an attack of opportunity from rats to trigger the action on this card to move to any underwater cavern to any flooded cave location, which is the sealed exit, and then resign. Fortune does favor the bold there, Will. That got me 2 bad tokens out of the bag, and I believe it gives me 2 experience for getting the 2 memories. You have no idea who this woman is or how she knows you, yet she seems comfortable and familiar with you. You strain your memory trying to think of how you might have met, but it's no use. You're certain she is a complete stranger. Having woken up in a cold, wet prison with no memories, you aren't feeling very sociable. Your fear and distrust must show because the woman backs off and narrows her eyes. What is it? What's wrong? You respond by asking the woman if you know her. You truly don't remember? Well, that's going to complicate things. What do you recall? Do you remember anything? So we do remember a meeting with Thomas Dawson. That's going to get us an additional experience. Do we? Don't think we have the horrifying devil. So I have no idea that there's a horrifying devil out in the middle of Devil Reef. There is a decision to stick together. So you and Dawson are looking for me together then. Interesting. She considers this for a moment. I guess even the extraordinary Captain Dawson can be rattled from time to time. It's somewhat gratifying to know he cared that much about finding me. Still, all right, Dawson, I'll make sure you didn't die in vain. I'll burn this whole town to the ground if I have to. And then I have a memory of a secret cult. Something about the inside of the esoteric order of Dagon. So that gives me 1, 2, 3, 4 experience to work with. That's better. I think that was the way to do things. Cutting it close, but that was definitely the way to do things. All right. Well, I'm not allowed to spend this experience yet. Probably because there's a flashback right away. That was fun. I'm glad that worked a little better. There's a couple hitches, but I'll work them out. Thank you so much for watching. I will catch you next time. Have fun, everyone.